Hey guys, so I found an interesting clip here. I thought it was hilarious. Of course, I wanted to bring it to you and add some of my commentaries about these new able-bodied requirements in order to meet, to get your SNAP benefits. This guy right here just really takes the cake, and it just goes to show you how the media will take shit, which is what this guy is, and try to turn it into a sob story. Of course, there's some white woman out there with green bangs and a septum piercing saying, it ain't right, we need to feed this man. Shut up and go sit down.
Devastated, actually.
Continuing coverage now on the aftermath of the federal government shutdown and the new eligibility requirements for food assistance benefits.
Well, if you are what the government calls able-bodied, you could lose access to SNAP.
Able-bodied. See how she did that phonetically like it's a new concept? It probably is because, they're leeches on the taxpayer. But, yeah, it's a new concept, guys. Able-bodied. I'm going to have to write that down so I don't forget it.
Now, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar telling us what those requirements are and brings us reaction tonight.
Government officials say if you are 18...
Tom Homan? Where's Tom Homan at? You know what? I'm going to call ICE. Somebody needs to check her papers. I'm just kidding.
to 65 years old, you don't have a disability, you don't live with kids under the age of 14, and you don't work at least 20 hours a week, you'll likely lose your SNAP benefits.
Now, jobs can be a little hard to come by, especially if you're one of those people that contribute to your community like he probably does. You burn half the stores down and they leave the area, so now you have no place to go. What they ought to do is offer community service as an alternative. If you're not going to find a job, if you can't find a job, hey, maybe that is a thing for him. Although I'm sure there may be other reasons. I know I'm like foreshadowing something like, you don't think I watched this already? Yeah, so you should be out there working community service for 20 hours a week if you can't find a job. Mandatory. I want to see your ass out there in an orange vest picking up garbage if my taxes is going to be feeding you so you could just sit around playing PlayStation and going on a crime spree. I assume. I don't know.
Some people on SNAP tell me they don't know if they'll have enough money to afford groceries.
That's some bull.
Nelson Scott is on the verge of...
That's Nelson Scott, man. That's some bullshit. He's hungry.
losing access to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. He is 38, not disabled, doesn't have any kids, doesn't go to school, and doesn't have a job. Those are just some of the reasons he's no longer eligible for SNAP benefits. How much did SNAP help you?
It helped me a lot. You gotta get $292 a month.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture crackdown is led by President Trump, who signed the One Big Beautiful Bill into law in July.
Yeah, now that's probably one of the things that he did that I actually agree with. Now, if he could actually get Bibi's balls off his chin and get back to running America, because it seems like we've been Israel first lately.
The government shutdown stalled the November 1st deadline for implementation. However, these changes are still coming up.
We help.
Signe Anderson is the Senior Director of Nutrition Advocacy with the Tennessee.
I swear to God, white women specifically are retarded. I'm convinced. I don't believe they should have the right to vote anymore. I don't know what it is that makes them so damn insufferable. They see some brown person and they got to run in virtue signal for, really, it's all ego. It's all for clicks on Facebook. Really, they don't give a shit. But, they look, aren't they so full of love? They're so loving. Look what they did. They helped a brown person. Meanwhile, your fucking kids are at home without anybody keeping an eye on them, and they have pronouns. Jesus Christ, would you go sit down or go make me a sandwich or something?
Justice Center.
Because of rules like this.
Lights are on, but no one's home. I'm surprised she doesn't have green bangs and a septum piercing. I know I'm going to keep beating on that one because I think it's a sign of stupidity. And this is like, but she don't have one. I don't understand.
We can see individuals that are going to be forced to skip meals.
She points out senior citizens and children between the age of 15 and 18 will be most impacted. Rick Williams is a conservative political analyst.
A 15 or 16-year-old can take care of themselves at home while you go work. There's no
damn right
reason you can't be working. There are plenty of jobs out there.
Scott tells me as a convicted felon, getting a job isn't easy.
I will get one if y'all give me one. Y'all be
Okay, so let me give you a tip, okay? What you do, since white women control and ruin everything today, why don't you go to like a Target or some other similar retail outlet, see if there's a white woman in charge, and they'll put you on against the objections to anybody with common sense in the area. They'll just go, okay, here, brown guy, let's give him. But you know, let me tell you something. City blacks and country blacks are not the same thing. I think country blacks are actually really decent people, and they're just not as uppity as their urban counterparts. The thing is even though they do get hired where I work, they don't last very long because it's always an attendance issue. I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's ingrained in black DNA to just show up late for work constantly. And I mean, they were good guys. They were friendly. They did good work. They just can't show up on time. You know, that right there, not my problem. I don't feel bad in that case. I mean, if you're stupid, and think about this, black people are treated better than anybody else, especially the white man. So if he's not smart enough to take advantage of opportunity like that and have some dumb white woman hire him, because he'll probably end up stealing out of the register, then it is not my fault if he's some low IQ, high T dirtbag that's just a leech off of a. How many of his crime sprees were we funding? Were we feeding him while he was robbing and raping and pillaging and destroying or whatever? You know it was bad. Nobody wants to hire him. I mean, everybody does background checks today. What could you have possibly done if it was so bad that even a white woman won't hire you? Holy shit, this is somebody that should probably be in jail. You'll see him in a video somewhere setting some white woman on fire on a train somewhere.
be felony friendly and hire us.
The Tennessee Department of Human Services still hasn't answered me when the new changes will be implemented. We will keep you updated if we hear back. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News.
So this is taking place in Nashville. I can't wait till they crack down a little harder here in Kentucky. And somebody needs to check her immigration status, because, you know, she's not one of the cute ones anyway. She's kind of cross-eyed, and she appears probably a little high. Okay, I'll knock it off. But anyway, yeah, I mean, these people, he wasn't buying good food. I bet you he's got Cheeto bags all over his apartment or wherever he's staying. When you look at people in the grocery store, you can tell there's a difference between what people put in their cart. You could tell right away if they're paying for it with cash out of their pocket, as opposed to these leeches that act like they're starving to death, yet they've got like 60, 70-inch screen, flat screens. They've got, nice new cars, but yeah, and they got iPhones, but yeah, you need your SNAP so you can buy your junk food. It almost seems like it would be better to just let them have it. I mean, have you ever seen somebody with their SNAP that get loaded onto it? They go out to their grocery store, they're getting donuts, they're getting candy, they're getting potato chips, all this processed food in boxes with little plastic packages. We all know that stuff is poison, and some of them are so damn fat they can't even walk, so they take up one of those little motorized scooters a lot of the time. So they could wheeze down the junk food aisle, then read the back of a box of ding-dongs with the intensity of someone defusing a bomb. It makes me hope that someday Bill Gates will roll out something deadlier than this, more detectable than deadly COVID hoax. But yeah, I feel nothing for these people. They're already killing themselves anyway. They're actually probably getting better rates for health insurance than I am, you know what I mean? And that kind of pisses me off. But anyway, guys, before I end up getting a community guideline strike here, I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here. So, guys, stay out of trouble. Keep your eyes on Israel. There's something off about them. And we will holler at you later.